Hi, my name's Holly Hunter, and I'm here to talk to you today a little bit about what I did for my job shadow for this class. So, on October 4th, 2018, I went to the Seahawks training facility in Renton, Washington, also known as the VMAC, with Curtis Crabtree. He is a sports writer and is also on KJR morning radio out of Seattle. He works with the Seahawks, with the Mariners, does a little tiny bit of Husky football and all things like that. So when we first got there, at about 12:30 was the start of the day. Players had already had morning practice and were getting ready to address the media and get ready for their afternoon practice, kind of eating lunch and doing all that. I got a big book of information about the Seahawks, about the whole NFL. Talks about what time players and coaches are available to the media every day and every time of the week. It also talked about the information of the matchup that they were gonna have this week, and even a little bit about the London game they had the week after I was there. So that was pretty cool to see. Had stats for the whole NFL, every game the Seahawks have played so far. The book was already pretty thick as it is. I can't even imagine how big it gets at the end of the season. But I also got to take it home as a souvenir, so that was super cool. And after that, we had a little bit of downtime before our day actually started. When our day actually started, we went to Russell Wilson's press conference, and he, talked about how he visits the Children's Hospital every Tuesday, and it was the beginning of October, so a little bit into a crucial catch and what that means to him as a player and how he's able to support that cause and such. After he was done at the podium, Dwayne Brown, an offensive lineman, came up and addressed the media. The week that I was there, they were playing the Rams, so it was big about how are you going to protect Aaron Donald and Ndamukong Suh, and what can the Seahawks do as an offensive line to protect Russell Wilson and to get the running game going and all of that sort of stuff. After he was done, we had about 15 minutes of downtime, and then we were able to go into the locker room and interview some players. We talked to J.R. Sweezy, Bobby Wagner, Nick Van Nett. Super cool. Got to meet a whole bunch of the players and kind of see what they were like outside of football and outside of thinking, oh, these are famous people, like I'm starstruck to meet them. I really got to see that, oh no, they're just totally normal people just like us. They just make a lot more money than us. And after that, we had about a half an hour of downtime where we weren't doing anything. So, got some homework done, watched a lot of the guys and girls start to write up their articles for that day or that week. Then we went to practice. So media is only available for, or only allowed to be at 20 minutes of practice every day. That's so, if an injury was to happen and they didn't want it to get out before said time, they would only let the media be at practice for 20 minutes. And only 10 you can take video and pictures. So, that was a limited thing, but it was really cool. Got to see how Pete Carroll interacted with the players and watch Michael Dixon, the punter, do some really awesome things. That was super cool. Then after that, we actually had about an hour of downtime. Lots of downtime and waiting in the media world is kind of what I experienced. And then the last thing we did for the day was we went to the offensive coordinator's press conference. Pete Carroll didn't talk on the day I was there, so that kind of sucked, but it was very cool to see the offensive coordinator talking about how it was a big focus on what the offensive line can do to help Russell Wilson and everyone really get going against the Rams that week. So that was my job shadow day. It was a very awesome and fun experience, and I can definitely see me doing this in the future. Thanks.